for the first ruck contest, and John Andrew wearing a different jumper today, 22, a few late jumper changes for Macleod, so I guess as commentators a few notes having to change beforehand as the umpire holds the ball off. Just waiting on that siren now. We're just waiting for probably the timekeepers to get into position, and we're otherwise ready to go here. Macleod versus Greensborough from the Park.
And we are underway in round 2 of the Northern Football League. Ball one down there by Hooper, but bursty away from the stoppage. That's nice work there by Lucas Hobbs. Gets it long into the forward half. Good mark there taken at the back to start things off. And coming away for Greensborough is going to be Desmond. He kicks into a dangerous little area. Ball brought to ground for McLinden. He gets it to Griffiths. Griffiths grubs one up to half-back. McCoolkin putting on a bit of pressure on the man there at half-back in Henkel. And now it's rolled out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
So Macleod with the early forward movement. At left half forward, out of sight of the ground. Ball is thrown in. Over the top there, Hooper gets a fist to it. Andrew dives in on top of it at ground level. The ball's going to be locked up again, so we'll have another stoppage. Almost a minute played in this first term. Here at De Winton Park, round 2, Division 1 action, Northern Football League. Live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. Hooper got the tap, but at the back it's going to be Macleod who come away with it. White hooks a kick around the body, going inside the forward 50. It's going to bounce aimlessly into the pocket. Hyde gets a fist to it, comes out to Doherty. He hooks a kick, a bit wayward though, to the hot spot. Underneath it was a tall target. Coming through there again, it looks like it's White. Driscoll handballs off to a running player in the pocket. A squaring ball to the goal square, and the mark taken by Lynch.
It was great weaving in and out of traffic there by young Sean Driscoll, who was able to get the handball off to Hobbs, and it was all Lynch from there. Took the great mark in the goal square.
It's going to line up on a very tight angle. It's going to be kicked from the left forward pocket, but he's almost in line with the goals. Can't see daylight between it. Hooking kick around the body. Has he got it? He does. First goal of the afternoon goes to Macleod. Nick Lynch with the opener.
So it's Macleod, 1 goal straight, 6. Greensborough yet to score, and all the attacking guys done early on from the Macleod side have put the ball inside 50. It was that dangerous kick across the face of goal from Desmond that really set up that second charge at goal, forced almost a turnover, and then they were able to score from I guess the ensuing clearance. But the young fella there just making a mistake going across the face and not being able to find Mullins.
Interesting to note that Hooper's won both taps, but Macleod have been able to shark them so far and get the ball going forward. As we are back in the middle now, and it will be that man Hooper going up once again, and he wins the tap once again down in the path of Kidd, who's wrapped up straight away. He's going to have to get rid of it here at ground level. Little toe poke out of the pack by Schubert. Now O'Brien comes to meet it at half-back. Ball spills free. Here is McQuilkin. He goes in hard. Met with a little bit of contact now. Mullins lays a handball out to half-back. Reed Brandt going in, can't pick it up. Now going in is Matty Hyde, right at centre half-back. There's going to be a stoppage. Good, intense start to the game. And these fellas going really hard at it in the early minutes of this one. Umpire throws it up at centre half forward for Macleod. Hooper, he just bashes that one out to a bit of space, trying to track the ball here at half forward. A couple of players, one of which is Desmond. He couldn't get clean hands on it. Callaway going in hard as well. And now Macleod players have been able to lock it in. A good tackle there by Shane Doherty, and it'll be another stoppage.
Good start by Macleod. They're just edging the ball forward with some pressure movements in midfield. Ball thrown up here on half forward. Hooper gets the tap down, but again, Macleod's numbers to the ball, numbers to the footy first. Here goes Driscoll. A long kick towards centre half forward. Mark not taken out there by Langford. Here goes to ground, diving in Lynch. Gets a handball away. There's a runner on the outside. Scooter White on the left. Big kick towards goal. Will it go through? It doesn't. It's just bounced on the line. There might have been a finger to that as well. One more behind. Macleod 1-1-7. Greensborough yet to score.
So coming out from fullback, it will be Matty Hyde. How many times have we seen that over the last couple of years for the Borough? Long ball, and Hooper got a fist to it. Only as far as John Andrew at ground level, who swings it back into the dangerous area over the back. Lynch has got a chance. He tries to volley it off the ground. That would have been a magnificent goal, but just to the right for one behind his second score.
Doherty in the end that got that one out of mid-air, but it would have been a miraculous effort. This Greensborough now looking to clear. They got to half-back neatly, and the ball is marked out there by Josh Grubb. Centering kick now finds McCoolkin, and they can take on the game to the middle of the ground. He handballs backwards to Nick Riddle, who goes back to that far wing in front of the scoreboard. He's got a man out there waiting for it. I think it was Clark underneath, but he couldn't take the mark, and Macleod away now. Hobbs, chipping ball over the top, found Langford, who started forward. He handballs into the middle of the ground, and they are going through now. Kick inside 50, looking for Doherty on the lead. Oh, he just about had enough of it. Couldn't take it. At ground level, snap around the body, goes straight through the middle. And Macleod had a second goal. It wasn't pretty in the end, but it was equally effective. And the Roos guys looking really dangerous going forward there, and almost a mismatch there. Matty Hyde probably a bit undersized for Doherty, and Doherty almost got him the lead. Almost the mark for mine, but equally as good at ground level, and he's kicked, what's his 7th goal in 5 quarters of footy now.
There's a bit of Kudafides in that with the one hand grab there from Doherty, and then he swung it on the boot straight away. That's a fantastic goal from the young fella. Sensational stuff there from Doherty. He's got his first, the 20-year-old, in his 10th game for Macleod.
Probably could have said that, a Greensborough defender maybe could have been a bit more aware to it when he dropped the footy.
And the Borough need to get something going fast here. Hooper won it down to Fowler. He was wrapped up in a big tackle straight away by Long. We'll have a secondary stoppage right in the middle here at De Winton Park. The umpire throws it up once more. Hooper got high for the jump there, but only went into Long's arms. Now Painter gets the clearance out to Hobbs. Hobbs on the left foot into Doherty again, and he's looking very dangerous here, the young fella. Is he going to go on with it? He is. He's going to play on the right foot. Snap towards goal is through, and the Borough are in trouble here early.
Well, they're on the ropes early, and they've been isolated through Doherty. He's kicked 2 goals. That was Desmond on him that time there. I know it's early in the game, guys, but do you make the change? He's kicked 6 goals last week. He's kicked 2 in the opening 5 minutes this week. His confidence is sky high, and you have to make the change early because the game's fast getting away from him. Only 5 minutes in, they trail 3-2, 20-0.
I think you might need a more experienced player than young John Desmond. Shane Doherty is extremely mercurial the way he's going about it at the moment. Sensational start here for Macleod. Back in the middle now, Jordan.
Ball thrown up. In there was, pardon me, Hooper who got the tap down, just losing my bearings for a second. Back in the middle though, here we go. Hobbs on the right boot, gets a scrubbing ball towards half forward. Out there was Schubert to meet it, a little handball out wide. Macleod have runners here on half forward. It's a 3-on-1 battle. Greensborough with numbers, but Macleod have front position, and that one's just going to go over the boundary line. I think it was Henkel chasing that one down.
Macleod have barely let Greensborough touch the footy here in these early parts of the game.
So throw in on right half forward, just beneath our commentary position. Macleod's forward half of the ground, thrown in. Hooper with the tap down. It's going to find its way out to Lynch at the back. If he can get hands to the footy first, he doesn't. Coming through Henkel again.
Oh, good tackle.
Big tackle laid on Cameron Jordan. He's crunched on centre wing, and there'll be a ball up.
Just on the Greensborough forward line, the ball obviously hasn't gone down there just yet, but it's actually interesting that Henkel's gone to Josh Riddle, and it's Steve Kelly who's manning Boyden, and you can just see there a few inches that Boyden's got him in there, so obviously Greensborough look to isolate that matchup, but they're just struggling to get the ball forward at the moment.
No one won the hit out. Sayers trying to force his way through, and now he's given away a free kick after laying the good tackle on Cameron Jordan a minute ago. But now a stop ball between wing and half back here for Greensborough. It's going to be Matty Hyde. He goes on the right foot in the direction of Stellis. He presents well, and O'Brien can't get the fist in there. As well led up to the ball there by Andrew Stellis. Premiership player, of course, last year after crossing from Bundoora a little while ago. That is not his best kick. Straight in the arms of Kelly, and he feeds Scooter White. Is away off half back. His handball out wide to a teammate. He might get it back here in a minute. Bottomley's got it. He gets it back to White now eventually. And now a quick up and under on the left foot is only as far as Nick Riddle, who's marked it just defensive side of the wing, right in front of the scoreboard.
On the outer side, Wing goes with a kick up. Riddle goes with the kick up the line, finds his brother Josh, and he's dropped the mark, and there'll be a throw in at right half forward. 3-2 players yet to score. Macleod with all the early advantages here. 8 minutes played in the first term. Say's doing the right work with Hooper. Hooper wins the tap down, finds its way there to Stead. Stead can't get it at ground level. Got Hobbs in there for company, just applying pressure. Too much pressure there, so the umpire comes in and says we'll have another stoppage. A ball up just on the point of the centre square, outer side of the ground. Thrown up. Sayers had the early lead, didn't get the tap down, but the clearance does come from Macleod. Here goes Andrew, just weaving his way through the traffic. Handball's off to Sayers, gets around his man instead. The dribbling kick was a poor one up towards centre wing. Looks like it's Desmond who's taken it on the outer side. Now Stead. Now Greensborough have run. A right foot kick up towards the forward 50. Stellis marks it out in the lead. 55 out from goal. A right boot kick inside the forward 50. Lining up for that one was Grubb. At the fist it down. Gets it back again. Does he? No, he doesn't. Loses it out. It's come down to Jordan. Handball off now to Hooper. Around the body looks like it's Doherty. Handball backwards to Grubb. Grubb snapping kick around the body. It's not going to be on line. It's not going to have the distance either. It's marked by Paddy Martin in defence. And now Macleod are away.
So much pressure on the good kicks of Macleod when they're trying to enter forward 50. Good kicks of Greensborough as they try to enter forward 50. It's great work there by the Macleod defence. Now ball at half forward goes out of bounds after the Sayers kick. Riddle was able to usher it over the line, and once again it is out in front of the scoreboard, which reads Macleod 3-2-20 and Greensborough yet to score.
Just a quick one around the grounds. Laylaw 2-2-14. Quick start against Fitzroy Stars yet to score.
So back in front of that outer wing, as we said. Sayers won it down. Player wrapped up for Greensborough at the bottom was Riddle. Now working hard is John Andrew, nice and tough in the contest. Oh, big hit laid on a Macleod player there at ground level. He's able to get up straight away though, and now it is Greensborough going the other way. Nice handball chain to get it to McQuilkin. McQuilkin slots a man in the pocket, and it's a mark to Josh Grubb, noted goal kicker, and he'll line up for Greensborough's first.
And that's what Josh Riddle brings you, isn't it? That physicality there. Nothing untoward in that bump. It was a man over the ball, and he got him in the side, but he does love that physical contact, doesn't he? He might need it to get his side going here as Grubb comes in for their first of the afternoon, and it looks pretty good. Greensborough's on the board. They've got their first through Josh Grubb as they go to 1 goal straight 6. Macleod 3-2-20. We've played 10 minutes here in the first quarter, and boys, they needed that one just to settle down.
Yeah, they certainly did. Josh Grubb, a man who doesn't miss too often in those positions, and he hasn't on this occasion. And as he said, yeah, a much needed goal after Macleod got to the fast start, out by 20 points nice and early here in this first quarter, and now it's back to 14, and back in the middle, Jordan Canellis.
So Macleod kicked the first 3 goals of this match. They are 3-2. Greensborough with their first there through Josh Grubb. As the ball is back in the middle, Say's doing the ruck work. Doesn't come down to a teammate. Say's again going in. Here comes Andrew. He's had a lot of the footy early on. Taken to ground though in a 2-man tackle, and the umpire will call for it. We'll have the ball up just forward of the circles, right in the middle of DeWinton Park. They lead by 14 here, the Kangaroos. Thrown up again. Sayer's got a big fist of that one. Again, it's going to be a Greensborough player who runs onto it first. Looks like it's Conti. Gets a handball away. We're inside the Macleod forward 50 though. It's not a very big ground. Doesn't take that much to get from the centre circle to the forward 50. There's another stoppage. Centre half forward. Ball thrown up. Looks like Hooper wasn't in that one. Sayer's got a big punch towards it. Desmond comes through though. Tries to take it. At ground level. Looks like it's Lynch who has hands to the ball. And big scrum of players going on inside the forward 50, and a bit of to-do afterwards as well, but the umpire gets the game going on. At the back, it's Langford who gets hands to the footy. Snapping kick around the body. It's gone just across the face to the left-hand side, and one more behind for Macleod. 3-3-21. Greensborough 1 straight.
Best way to, I guess, stop the scrap there, and it nearly cost Greensborough a goal as Langford just missing. Hyde played on quickly from the kick-out. Stead came from behind. He took the mark, but he's infringed. It's a push in the back, and it's going to be a Macleod ball in the hands here of Bottomley. Goes quickly inside forward 50, but Matty Hyde went up uncontested in the end and juggled a mark deep in his defensive 50.
Was the cleverest kick there from young Bottomley. I'm sure he'll learn from that. Long ball out to the wing, trying to get it with Scooter White. He attacked the footy. Now Paddy Martin gets wrapped up in a tackle straight away, and the ball will go the other way now for Greensborough. Conti, handball. Gets it back to the man in, was it McClendon? He goes long to half forward. Boyden crashed the pack. Driscoll at ground level, first one to get a hand to it. Kelly off the ground. Now handball chain once again through the middle. They've got a bit of time and space. Lucas Hobbs has it just forward of the centre circle. His kick is long, and it's almost strong. Over the back, Greensborough have got the numbers. Reed Brandt lays a great tackle. Keeps the ball locked in, but McClendon once again, he's working hard here in the back half here for the Barrack. Gets it to Hyde. Hyde to McQuilkin. McQuilkin along the boundary. And centimetre perfect, as Dennis Cometti would say, out of bounds, and it will be a boundary thrown right in front of our commentary position here at DeWinton Park.
12.5 minutes played. Throw in on centre wing. 21-6 is the margin. Or is the score rather, as Macleod wait for the ball to come back in. Finally, it is thrown in by the umpire. Underneath it is Atkins doing the ruck work for the first time today. A little handball out wide there from Stead, finds its man in Clark. Atkins in there again. Clark goes after it as well. Bit of a scrap going on. No clean possession yet. And the umpire's going to call for that one again, or is he going for a free kick?
He has. He's played holding the ball there. No attempt to get the ball out. So it's a Macleod ball, centre wing, and it's in the hands here of Joel Kidd.
Kidd. Now 90 metres out from goal, and he chips one in short to Andrew, who's just been able to take it before it bounced. He hands it off to Anthony Doherty. The duck, he goes long with a right foot kick up into the goal square. Is it going to go over the head of Lynch? It just bounced at the wrong time for him. Tim Atkins was able to rush it over for a behind for Greensborough. Emery with the kick at fullback.
So it's 3-4-22 Macleod. Greensborough 1 straight 6 have gone 13.5 minutes as Emery plays on. And he goes wide, and he's found Stead on a long lead. So Stead marks a defensive 50. The stagnant build-up here goes short. It's a hospital kick, isn't it? Macleod with numbers now at ground level. Scooter White hangs on the outside. He's got it now. Left foot kick inside 50. Can he find his teammate Lynch? Emery did really well to get a spool, then get the ball at ground level. Riddle to Stead. Now looking for Atkins was nearly there right. Had to just stroll on the boot. Ball in the centre square now. Attacking at Josh Riddle. Didn't get a climb bounce. Macleod with numbers now. They can push inside, attacking 50 here. Kick goes in. McClendon's forcing his way back. Got a spoil on it. Ball hits the ground. Brandt probably can't keep it in. He can't. And it's a throw in, 35 metres out from Macleod's goal. They lead this contest by 16 points. They're doing all the attacking in the first quarter.
Great effort there by McLindon, cutting in front of Nick Lynch, who had his direct opponent on toast. And now back in the ruck, it is Atkins, and he wins it down to ground level. Macleod player in after it is Driscoll, I think it was. And a free kick has gone against him, I think it was. And it's going to be a Greensborough ball at halfback.
Left halfback, Greensborough with the free kick. Clark, who has it, goes up the line and
downfield.
It is downfield, so it's going to be Josh Riddle, in fact, who has it on centre wing. Now he goes long on the right boot to a lead inside the forward 50. Coming out and taking, no, it wasn't a mark there to Reece Boyd, and he just dropped it the last second. Got good hands to it, though. At the back, Macleod have it on the back flank and a kick up the line there. Josh Riddle had a big bump on his man there, but the play goes on. A kick up towards half forward now. Macleod with all the forward movement. Sayers had front position on that one, couldn't bring it in though. Emery, a handball out wide, finds a teammate on the outside. Macleod again applying a lot of pressure here. Greensborough by hand, up on centre wing. He's got Clark waiting for him if he wants. Mullins is there too. It's just put out in front of Mullins. In fact, it's going to go straight to the arms of Kidd, who was knocked in a big tackle. That was a high one for sure. Conti coming in with an outstretched arm, and Kidd's going to receive a free kick on right half back here for Macleod.
Bit of a talking to from the umpire as well.
Goes laterally to Scooter White, didn't cover the mark.
That was the interesting one with the umpires having a chat to Conti, probably just one to settle down, and Conti saying, well, he's playing on behind you there, and umpire not obviously calling the time back on there, so Kidd having to go back over his mark. Well, it's an ugly looking kick, but it found its way to Long, all by himself, centre wing. Long now short, and he's found a target on the lead, obscured here by the crowd in front of us. So the kick goes inside forward 50. Langford's the option, a big spoil coming from behind, and McClendon smacks it into the entourage of cars there in the forward pocket. And we'll have a boundary throw in, attacking end of the ground from Macleod. They lead this one 22-6.
22-6, as said by Samuel Zito. Here we are, midway through this first quarter here at DeWinton Park, round 2, NFL action, DV1, Macleod versus Greensborough. And it's Timmy Atkins winning it down to Lockie McQuilkin, but he was partially smothered by Lynch, and then kick into the arms of Matty Hyde, and then Cameron Jordan rolls out of bounds for yet another boundary throw in.
Around the grounds, and it's Heidelberg 2 goals straight, 12 leading Lowell 21 behind. Hurstbridge 2-1-13 leading Murray at the score.
Umpire throws it back in once more. Sayers competing against Atkins, as Atkins who won it down to Jordan. They're going to have to be good in a tight space here. Brent Ryan hooking kick round the corner, mark there at half forward by Hobbs. Oh, just dummies around one and then hits it up to the hot spot. High ball, one for the high flyers, no one there. Just Matty Hyde, as he always seems to be, and he runs off halfback once more. And he goes long, looking for Grubb and White. What a great one-on-one that is. Scooter White gets a fist in there, tries to push it further afield. Andrew laid a good shepherd there, handball back out to Scooter White, who tries to pick it up on hands and knees. It was Driscoll who fed him the handball. Ricky Mullins in there trying to make life tough for him, and Grubb is ushered over the boundary line. Another boundary throw in opposite side.
Interesting there, Greensborough wanted to release on half back, but didn't really get that far up the field, so it's going to be a throw in. Just 60 metres out from Macleod's goal. They've had a lot of forward momentum here in this first quarter. 17 minutes played. On ground level, it was Long who got his handball away there to, I think it was Scooter White, but his kick was smothered. On hands and knees there, Andrew. Handballs backwards, looking for Severs. Severs' handball was a bit wayward there for White. White's taking the ground, and after all that, not a real clean possession in that scrap of play. There's going to be a ball up, just on the outer edge of the centre square, underneath the scoreboard, which reads 22-6 in favour of the Kangaroos as the ball is thrown up again. Atkins with a big punch forward. It's going to fall nicely here for Mullins, just as it keeps inside the boundary line. He made a bit of a meal of that. He went to grab it and just slipped out of his hands.
Stead laid a good shepherd for him, but he just wasn't able to take it cleanly and fumbled it over the boundary line.
Thrown in, centre wing, Atkins against Long. Atkins with front position, did very nicely, got the tap down, but that one's going to go out of play, and that one's out of bounds on the full, loss of boot accidentally, and there'll be a free kick on the outer side for, it's going to be John Andrew.
As we wait for the ball to be returned from over the fence around the grounds, Division 3, Reservoir 3-1-19 leading Epping 2-2-14, St Mary's 1-1-7 leading Watsonia 1-2-8, and in Division 2, Thomastown 2-1-13 leading Diamond Creek 2 behind, and Laylaw 2-3-15 lead the Stars by 1 point, Fitzroy 2-2-14.
It's actually gone to Matty Hyde on the outer side of the ground, so Greensborough in possession of the footy.
Matty Hyde at halfback, long high ball up towards the half full area. Great mark taken there over the top. Lucas Hobbs just set himself for the contest and took a good grab at halfback. And now Macleod can go forward once again. Little chip ball into the middle of the ground, finds Joel Kidd. He's been active early. Joel Kidd getting involved. Switched it across to Daniel O'Brien, near side of the ground. If you're sitting on the commentary position side of the ground, now switches back out towards the scoreboard side of the ground. Where he finds a teammate out wide. Chip over the top, finds Schubert. He can take on his direct opponent. He tries to run away from his direct opponent there in Desmond, I think it was. Almost got taken down. Now the ball in dispute at ground level. It is Kidd going hard after it. He's wrapped up by a couple. And there'll be a stoppage at half forward for Macleod.
10 minutes since we saw a goal in this one here. It's Macleod leading by 16 points. They kicked the first 3 goals. They're 3-4-22. Greensborough on the board through Josh Grubb. Their only score so far, 1 goal, a straight 6. Umpire throws it up. Atkins, the double palm down at the bottom of the pack. Now handball into Riddle, who just volleyballed it onto Matty Hyde, wrapped up in a big tackle. And the umpire calls for the footy. Good pressure.
Trying to do a bit of Hawthorn stuff there. Happy tappy.
Just paddling it on as best he can there. He saw that the tackle was waiting to get him, so he didn't take possession there as Atkins wins another tap down. Will Hyde, he fought against the teammate to get that one. Wrapped up straight away was Doherty. And Macleod's forward pressure has been sensational here. Greensborough having real troubles exiting defensive 50.
So the ball thrown up in the heart of Macleod's forward line. Atkins again with the punch. He's had all of the taps to advantage in this first quarter. That one's gone out of play though. Just rolls towards the boundary line and there'll be a throw in just across half forward here for Macleod.
Score coming out of Panther Place. Eltham 4-1-25 off to a flyer. Northcote Park 1 straight 6.
Very interesting start there from Eltham. They lead by 19. Here is Macleod who lead 22-6 as Andrew again finds himself at the bottom of the pack. I think we'll be seeing that quite a few times today. There'll be a ball up just on the 50 for Macleod across left half forward, outer side of the ground. Ball thrown up. Saves with a big leap, punches it into the pocket. Emery's going to get there first. Takes it nicely. Handball's on now to Hyde, who just boots it out of defence. Up towards the wing. Diving in for that one there was Bianchi, and he couldn't take it cleanly. Coming through, looks like it's might be Grubb there. Handball off to Stead. Stead with the handball into Mullins. Mullins just gets it onto the boot and kicks it forward to Stellis on the outer wing. Looking for a runner to go past. Has to go backwards to McQuilkin, who goes further backwards there to Hyde. Hyde with a long one up towards half forward. Underneath it, Hooper. Got a hand to it. Dives in again for the big man. That was very well done from Hooper. Gets it onto a running teammate now in Grubb. On the right boot. Kicks towards goal.
Got it.
And he dobs it.
That's his bread and butter, isn't it? Josh Grubb running in on the loose footy there, and great work from the big man to just get that ball forward, wasn't it? Set up that goal, and they're right back in this contest now with that one there. Settling goal. They've kicked the last 2 as Greensborough moves to 2 goals straight, 12. Both goals coming through Josh Grubb. Macleod 3-4-22. Boys, you just feel for all their dominance in this first quarter, Macleod don't lead by enough.
Well, last week in the Stars-Hurstbridge game, we spoke about the Stars being able to get goals a lot easier than Hurstbridge are able to. Macleod's working so hard for their goals at the moment, and Greensborough seemingly, they are working hard as well, but when they have to go forward and get opportunities to go forward, they seem to be able to move a bit freer than Macleod do when they're trying to move it into their forward half. That being said, Macleod have been the better team with the pressure and probably with the ball movement throughout the majority of this first quarter. As the umpire's going to take it for a secondary stoppage here after a couple of players were wrapped up in the middle of the ground. And the ball is in the air now, 1 down by Long, trying to get a kick away was Hobbs, partially smothered, but they're still going forward here. High kick in the area of a couple of dangerous forwards, one of which is Shane Doherty. He gets a little handball out after he took possession, tried to get it to Reed Brand, but he couldn't quite. Now Desmond, nice work out of half back off. Good body work there by Stellis. He takes the mark on the wing, right in front of his direct opponent there, Paddy Martin. And he works it further towards half forward. Chris Clark's taking a good grab. And he's got Hooper one out if he wants to go in that direction. I think he will. He'll set it up for the big fella. He's leading to the ball. He's just not going to get there, and a fantastic mark taken at the back there by Sievers. He had to go then, and he did. Took the mark at half back, and now spotted up Sayers, whose aggression's been fantastic in this first quarter. Hospital hand pass though, gave it straight to a teammate who was going to get crunched a second later. And now Greensborough away, Stead kicks it into that man Hooper. He's able to take it this time. Got a couple of metres on his direct opponent. Now he can go for a set shot.
It's a hospital handle. Nearly kills a teammate, but it can also hurt you even more on the scoreboard now, can't it? With Hooper lining up, and we talked about this in the pre-game, the versatility of Hooper now with Atkins in the side to go forward. He found himself in a paddock of space there, and he's generally a pretty reliable shot on goal. This one was probably just on his range here.
Big hoops, here he is, Mickey Hooper. Is he going to swing back enough? It's just sliding in the breeze. It's not going to get there. Out to the left for one behind.
That's the first blemish on the Greensborough scorecard for the day. They're 2 goals, 1-13. You feel they've settled now. Macleod's 3 goals, 4-22. It's a 9-point advantage to the home side.
24.5 minutes played in the first term. Willing to time on. out from fullback. It's going to be Bianchin with the big kick. Goes up into the middle of the ground. All the high flyers jump. Hobbs almost had the best of it. Clark at ground level. Sayers, the big ruckman, getting down low. Can't bring it up though, and the umpire calls for it again. We'll have a ball up. Just across right half back on New
Just
Zealand.
in the last couple of minutes, you start to notice that run off half back from Greensborough a couple of times. Stead's had his hands on the footy, and even a couple of times there, the young fella in Desmond getting the ball. That's another ball up inside, well, just outside the centre square there, just forward of centre for Greensborough. But it took them a while to get going, but now you just feel they've settled into the game and they're getting that running game going.
Well, Desmond found it tough in the one-on-ones, but he's been good at running off Doherty.
Chris Clark emerges with shirt ripped. Painter goes up towards half back, but was met there by a Greensborough player. Stead handballs off to Desmond, who goes with a kick inside the centre square, a bit heavy for his teammate. Jordan's on the end of it. Left foot kick inside the forward 50, looking for a teammate there in Grubb, but it's cut off there, and now they're away on the near side of the ground. The mark taken by Schubert. McLeod with possession. Wants to get the ball moving quickly up the line, goes and takes his man on, gets past one. Now handballs off to Shane Doherty. Plenty of run on the outside here from the Roos. Schubert inside the forward 50, looking for a target. At the back it was Riddle who got a hand to it, diving in again there. Looks like it's Brent Ryan. The ball's on ground level. It's a scrappy footy. Langford handballs off to Lynch. Lynch off ground level, dribbles it towards goal. It's going to fall. No, it doesn't. The man getting on the end of that one, Reed Brandt, almost had it on the goal line. It just eluded him and goes through for one behind.
It was a wonderful run here on the wing from the young 18-year-old Schubert. It was just fantastic taking the game on there. Unfortunately for him, it didn't result in a goal. But great play by Macleod, one behind. And now Matty Hyde coming out of fullback. Long, and Hooper's able to take the mark over the back of Long. Long really needs to fly and contest there and bring that ball to ground. So Hooper gives it off to Stead in turn, and he's able to go to half forward where he finds Grubb. And it's going to be 50 as well. The player just encroaching on the mark there was Hayden Sievers, and he'll be filthy hearing that siren sound. With Greensborough now having an opportunity to put through another goal and draw really close. It'll just be a 4-point ball game if this goal goes through. Josh Grubb for his second. And he comes now about 35 metres out. Not much angle to speak of. He's usually pretty reliable in this situation. And he hasn't let us down this time. Josh Grubb's got 2, and this game is right on. 4-point ball game.
He's actually got all 3, Josh Grubb. That's his third for the day, and Burroughs' third. That's an important one. Right on that siren, as Tom said, it was a crucial 50-metre penalty paid right at the death of that quarter, and it has resulted in, I guess, the ultimate prize for Macleod as they go in with just a 4-point advantage at quarter time. They're 3 goals, 5-23. Greensborough's 3 goals, 1-19. The goal kickers for Macleod, Shane Doherty's got 2. Nick Lynch has 1, the first goal of the game. Josh Grubb with all 3 goals in that term for the Greensborough Football Club. Guys, your thoughts on that quarter? Certainly for mine. The Borough they'll take having a deficit of just 4 points after a really poor first.
Pressure from those mobile forwards in the Macleod forward half, and they've been able to lock it in there, so they haven't been able to get that free transition out of half back.
So at quarter time, it is Macleod 3-5-23 leading Greensborough 3-1-19. 3 goals scored early on by Macleod, but Greensborough hit back with 3 consecutive late in the first term. A game high margin of 20 points was seen in that first quarter in favour of Macleod. But at the break, it is 4 points here at the Winton Park. Round 2 Division 1 action live on your local station 88.6 Plenty Valley FM for the Northern Football League as we wait for the restart of the second term. Looks like it's going to be Long and Hooper to do the ruck work from the opening bounce as we wait for the last of the fans to make their way off to Winton Park. Second quarter about to get underway. Tommy Flanagan, take us through it.
Here we go. It is Hooper winning it down into the path of McQuilkin. Couldn't pick it up. Good shepherd there from Hobbs. Keeps the ball in pursuit there by a Macleod player. He couldn't quite get it. Ball up to half forward now for Macleod. Well read by Matty Hyde. Bounces off ahead. His handball. It was bounced off Kidd straight to Doherty. Anthony Doherty goes long for the first score of the second quarter, but it's out to the right for one behind, his first score of the day.
31 behinds last week. They've already started with 6 in the first 30 minutes of this game.
They go on with it straight away into the middle of the ground. Ball in dispute here. It is Scooter White at ground level trying to pick it up. Mickey Hooper laying a big tackle in there. And we will have a stoppage at half forward here for Macleod, early stage of second quarter.
3-6 plays 3-1. 5 points the margin here for the Kangaroos. Ball's thrown up. Long gets a tap down. Looks like he wants to get it off to a teammate there. And I think it was Bianchin coming through Painter. Ball again finds its way to ground level like we saw for most of the first quarter. And again, we'll have another stoppage just on centre half forward here for Macleod. Ball thrown up. Long and Hooper jostling for front position. Hooper with the tap down to Conti. Conti's brought to ground level. We'll have our third stoppage in a row.
Both sides working really hard here. He's in the Macleod forward half at 50. And a grubby kick there by Driscoll, only as far as Ryan, who sends one back towards Greensborough's forward half. And it's marked nicely by Stead, who's an up and under one for the high flyers. And Stead was the man who was there for the challenge. And he took the grab. Now he goes back over his mark, kicks long to Josh Riddle, who used his body really well against Paddy Martin there. And now handball off to Atkins and off to McCook. Sorry, it's Fowler to McCookin. And McCookin on the left foot has just curled it a little bit too far. Over to the right for one behind his first score of the day. Greensborough's first score of the quarter.
Two behinds to start off this second term. Kick out from fullback from White, goes into the back pocket. There's a teammate there in Henkel who goes up the line, and the mark is taken on the lead by Schubert, just outside of his defensive 50 at right half back. He wants to go back across the face at the near side. Where's a bit of a dangerous option to go to. Decides to handball inside to Henkel.
No pressure here.
Back out now to Scooter White. A little handball over the top to Long. As Tommy said, no Greensborough players around the footy here. Ball bounces into the arms of White again. He's had 3 possessions in the last 20 seconds. Andrew taps it down very nicely to Painter. Painter on the right foot, goes up towards centre half forward. Bit of a tricky ball for Driscoll to mark. He couldn't take it. Went in again for the second effort, but doing well there was Emery. Busts his way through 2 players. Now handballs off to his teammate in Clark. Clark up towards half forward. The mark is taken by Fowler. Right on the perimeter of 50. Goes back. Doesn't back himself from that distance.
It was a great effort, as you touched on there, by Emery. Well called there. If the ball had been won by Macleod, it was probably a certain score. Now going the other way, Matty Fowler's got an opportunity to goal after Emery's effort.
Fowler has made me look the fool because he's going to back himself from this distance. So he's going to line up and he'll kick from about 53 metres out. On the right boot, Matty Fowler, kick is on the way. It's going to go to the line, won't have the carry. Just going to stop in the goal square. Coming up with it was Atkins, hooking kick around the body. Tim Atkins with the goal from the goal square.
Well, he moved like a small forward there, didn't he, Atkins? And we talked about his value in coming into this side with Ben Turner before the game. He allows, I guess, some freedom to, I guess, first off Michael Hooper, but also some other key forwards when he goes down there and rests as a key forward. He's now kicked his first goal, and Greensborough in front for the first time despite a really poor first 10 minutes. They've hit the front, they're 4 goals, 2-26. Macleod 3-6-24. We've gone 3.5 minutes in this second term at Twitton Park.
They've hit the lead now, Macleod. It's on the Kangas to respond. It's important after Greensborough has taken this lead now. And now back in the middle at ground level, Matty Fowler going in hard. He set up the last goal with that long kick that Jordan was rightly saying wouldn't make the distance. Ended up being a goal for Timmy Atkins in the goal square. Fantastic roving there by the ruckman. He's come across from Mernda after a couple of years there. And Mickey Hooper now going nicely. He belts it out towards half forward. It was good work by Scooter White to pick up the ball. Handball to Painter. Wrapped up straight away. Tries to get rid of it. Umpire says it's holding the ball. It's going to be a Greensborough ball in the middle of the ground.
They're getting on top through that midfield, aren't they?
Kick out to Matty Hyde, who's now got it on the near wing in front of our commentary position. Looking for the leads up in the forward half. Goes for a one-on-one. There's going to be someone to help out. Boyden gets the contest for first after the half volley lands in his hands. And then Hooper gave it back to the man in Fowler. Fowler tried to get it out to a teammate in Conti, but a good mark, really good mark there by Joel Kidd at half back. And now he'll reload for Macleod.
Near side of the ground, Joel Kidd on the right boot goes up the line. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of Greensborough. Langford came over the top, was looking to fist that one over the boundary line. Didn't get a fist to it, but it did go over the boundary line. So throw in near side of the ground. 26 plays 24, the first time Greensborough have led this afternoon, and they lead by 2. Long with a little hand at the back, gets it onto Painter. He misses it though, and now coming through is Griffiths with a burst of pace. A right foot inside the forward line, looking for Atkins. At the back there, he jostles with O'Brien. The whistle's gone, and it's going to go the way of Tim Atkins.
I think it's a slight hand in the back there, not a great deal in it, but interesting one there with O'Brien trying to, thought the free kick was actually going his way. I thought he did well to actually get Atkins under the footy there, and at ground level, you'd probably back O'Brien to pick it up off the deck there, but it's a free kick to Atkins and a chance for him to kick his second goal in about 4 minutes.
On the outer side, Timmy Atkins lines up, will kick from 50. On the way, it's just going to hold up in the breeze, drops in the goal square, and there's going to be
Boydo got taken out of it.
There's going to be a free kick out the back because Reece Boyden was infringed. And so Greensborough will have a second crack at it, this time from much closer.
It was just a little bump off the ball there, and Boyden is the beneficiary of this free kick.
And surely from just about point blank range, Reece Boyden will put this one through. We know how accurate a kick he is. He kicked 4 in round 1, and he's on the board in round 2. Reece Boyden kicks his first, and Greensborough now extend the lead to 8 points. They're 5 goals, 232. Macleod 3-6-24. Boys, the Borough kicked the last 5 goals. Macleod needs to respond, and it has to come from this centre bounce here. You just feel Greensborough getting on top in that midfield.
Yeah, it's interesting. We spoke in the first quarter about Borough being a little bit top heavy, but it's been the big fellas who've been getting them back into the contest here at the start of the second quarter. Atkins, fantastic there. Boyden, his presence has caused mistakes for the Macleod defence. They've given away a free kick there, so those two getting involved. Hooper was good in the first quarter, and he's put in a good tap there again, Jordan.
6.5 minutes played. Greensborough going forward, but Macleod with possession. Screwed a white handball to a teammate who put him under pressure. Coming through again there, looks like it was Salvador. There's going to be a free kick. It's going to go Macleod's way in defence.
Holding free kick, that one.
So Salvador will have it and just handballs out the back now to Screwed White. Doesn't know really where to go to. He has to switch all the way across his body and goes to Henkel at right half back. Now up the line. Oh, the mark's been intercepted. This is Nick Riddle on the right foot, going back inside the forward 50. Looking for Atkins in the pocket. Couldn't take it. The whistle's gone. And it's going to be an Atkins free kick again. That's 3 kicks in a row that Macleod have given away in their defence.
Boyden wanted him to get on with it pretty quickly and just chip it to him in the goal square, but taking a bit of time to gather the ball here, Atkins.
Bit hard when the ball goes out of bounds as well there, so you can't take the advantage, obviously. Just again, that ball moving from the middle of the ground as he handballs off to a ruckman in Hooper, and Hooper from a standing start misses to the near side. Minor score, Greensborough 5-3-33. Macleod 3-6-24, stuck on that scoreline. 7 minutes played in this second quarter. Just shows the versatility there of Michael Hooper. He's the man running by for a handball there. It's incredible.
Doing the Zach Tui, Big Mickey Hoops. And here we are, Scooter White at fullback. He goes up to halfback where it came off Painter's hands, and now Macleod moving through the middle of the ground through Hobbs. Long ball up to half forward. The only man there is going to be McLinden, but his teammate didn't let him take the mark. He brought it to ground and it lets in the Macleod forward. Dribbler from Lynch. It's going to find Doherty in the goal square. And the errors at halfback lead to a Macleod goal.
Well, that was Anthony Doherty that time, and it was incredible that first off, Scooter White's kick didn't get intercepted across half-back from that kick out. It was an ugly, mongrel-looking kick down the middle, but it ended up working out. When they got the ball forward, they just had 3 men sitting at the back of the goal square there. Anthony Doherty, the beneficiary in the end, picking up the loose ball and gathering and goaling from point-blank range, but a much-needed goal for Macleod. I know the scoreboard now only 3 points difference. It's 30 to play 33, but just for their psyche, they needed that one after a run of 5 straight goals to the Borough.
They sure did, and they almost didn't. McLinden was right there for the uncontested mark, and his teammate came over the top and spoiled it right into Macleod hands.
So 3 points to margin here for Greensborough. Macleod getting one back, ending a run of almost 6 goals. Stead gets a handball away. Greensborough with all the forward movement. Callaway on the left, inside the forward 50, looking for Boyden, can't take the mark. It's off O'Brien's hands. O'Brien gets it back as well. Very cleanly done from O'Brien, the fullback today. Kick out wide. That kick wasn't so clean though. And that one's just going to dribble out of bounds for a throw-in on the outer side of the ground. Left half forward for the Borough. 9.5 minutes played here at DeWinton Park.
Ball to be thrown in, outer side. Sayers and Hooper going up. And his Sayers this time, he wins it down only as far as a Greensborough player. High kick into the forward 50 mark taken by O'Brien. Working really hard there at the back, reading the ball nicely. Peeling off Atkins. Becoming the man who takes the intercept marks. He's able to short it to Paddy Martin at halfback. A good player over the last couple of years, Paddy Martin. He's got a teammate slightly further afield, Jack Bianchin. And he switches wide. So Macleod just slowly moving the ball out of their back half. Duck Doherty's taken the mark here, about 70 metres out from his defensive goal. And not a lot going forward. They're just chipping a bit, trying to find the easy options with the chip pass, and Seaver's got cleaned up there. Big bump laid on him. Now Greensborough can go the other way.
Switches on.
It was Callaway to Jordan. Jordan to Conti. Conti's got Doherty with the handball if he wants to. No, he decides not to.
Scooter White did really well in the market, didn't he? Prevented the
held him off.
And then they go through Stead right in the heart of DeWinton Park. Goes long looking for Atkins. O'Brien did well not to infringe there. Atkins at ground level, picked up the loose ball, slips over. Surely the ball's gone over the line. It hasn't. Stayed in. Macleod now with numbers. O'Brien got the handball, now kicks out wide, looking for Doherty, who takes the mark on the stretch. Halfback flanks, then standing the mark for Greensborough. And now Macleod can move through the corridor. This is Lucas Hobbs.
Hobbs with the ball at halfback. He's got Schubert on the near side, but he decides to go the other way. and his ball has just done the doosra to his teammate and rolled out of bounds for a boundary throwing.
Around the grounds here, it's Macleod 30 to Greensborough 33. Elsewhere, Eltham leads Northcote Park 26-6. North Heidelberg leading West Preston 21-14, and Heidelberg leads Lowell Plenty 38-10. Will Knight with 2 goals for the Tigers.
Ripper with the tap out the back. Greensborough have possession. A left foot kick is a higher one that's going to go away out of bounds on the full.
Callaway under pressure.
Well into the car park, and
well, that gives us a chance to go around the grounds Division 2. Sorry there, George. It's Hurstbridge 38-26 leading Mernda 2-1-13. Diamond Creek and Thomastown really close there. Diamond Creek 16 trails Thomastown 21, and Laylaw 41 leads the Fitzroy Stars 28.
11 and a half minutes gone in the second term here from Dewington Park. It is Greensborough who lead by 3 points here in the Northern Football League as the kick goes out towards half-back. Sievers set himself for the mark, couldn't take it, and Greensborough will get a free kick from that little scrum on the outer side. Matty Hyde with ball in hand at left half-back. Kicks up the line, sees a contest on the wing. Coming through from the side there was Clark, just swung a hand at it. Open palm, didn't really come down for him. And wrapped up at the bottom of that one was Chris Long, and there'll be a ball up on the other side.
Nice crowd building in front of us now. Lovely conditions there with the sun shining. Ball up. Half forward for Greensborough. Hooper to do the ruck work this time there. Kick partially smothered. Comes out. Greensborough have runners here. Can kick the ball inside 50. Lovely kick to space. And Josh Riddle marks on the lead. 35 metres out directly in front. That was a lovely kick to a lead. And Josh Riddle from here, you think he's good enough to put it through. If he can, it'll be an 8-point advantage to Greensborough as we go around the grounds. Reservoir 37 leads Epping 17, and St Mary's 14 trails Watsonia 22.
O'Brien's probably had his measure just here in this first half, but it'd be a good way to get back to evens here if he can put this one through here. Josh Riddle, but he can't. He's pushed it out to the right, one behind.
So lucky let off there for Macleod, who've been wasteful themselves at times. They're 4-6-30 Macleod. Greensborough's 5-3-33. We've gone 13 minutes in this. In fact, they're 5-4-34 Greensborough as we approach the 13-minute mark of the second quarter.
Justin White at full-back, long ball up the middle of the ground. Looking for the tall target. Paddy Martin was the one to fly for Macleod, but at the back there was Riddle flying for Greensborough. And his kick wasn't probably his best one. He was trying to find a teammate on the near wing in Griffiths, but it wasn't a perfect kick. Ball brought to ground, tackle laid, and a stoppage here at half forward here for the Borough. Sayers going in hard, puts the ball into the space of a couple of teammates. One of them was Hobbs. He couldn't take the ball cleanly. Driscoll lays a good tackle on a Greensborough player. Now handball comes out. Hobbs involved once again, running the right way. If you're a Macleod fan, he gave a handball off to a teammate who was tackled, put out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in. It was Doherty who got that handball.
Throw in on near side of the ground, just beneath our commentary position. Long grabs it straight out of the ruck. Handball's off now to Bianchin, who just smacks it onto the brute up towards half forward with no real direction onto it. Emery on the end of that one. Handball's off now to Desmond, who goes back up the line from whence it came. Coming through there was Martin, who took a nice mark. Greensborough players objecting that there was a touch on the way through, but the umpire says there wasn't, so he goes with a squaring kick in the middle of the ground, just finds Doherty, who was impeded by an opposition player. Now he goes right into the middle. Henkel dances around his man. Right foot kick inside the forward 50. Underneath it, McClendon set himself. Spoiled his teammate there. Friendly fire, but Greensborough come away with it now through Hyde. Now he handballs off to Ryan, who balked his teammate, sold plenty of candy.
Ankle breaker.
And Mullins now on the near side of the ground. Handball's off to Fowler. Fowler long inside the forward 50. Boyden on the lead, couldn't take the mark. There was a fist in from behind from the Macleod defender. Off to a handball now. Stellis on the right boot, blazes away, and that one's gone right out of bounds on the full.
Josh Grubbs filthy with that.
Greensborough, no result at the end of that bit of play. Macleod with the free kick in the back pocket.
And Macleod through Bianchin, trying to move out of full-back. Doesn't have a lot going for him. Now the Greensborough forwards close in. O'Brien's going to have to rush it over for one behind. Probably wasn't the most eloquently well-worked piece of play there by the Macleod defence, but they'll get a second chance here after the rush behind. And now it's Stephen Kelly at left half-back. Got a couple of options further afield. One of them's Driscoll, who decides to go back with the hand pass. And now a long ball up to in between the wing and half-back. Emery's the first to get it there for Greensborough. He banged it straight back in from where it came from. Going in hard and meeting the ball nicely is Josh Riddle. And he used his centre of gravity beautifully there, taking the tackle. He kicks long to Boyden, and a spike comes back out to Scooter Watt. Is able to take it, kick it towards Driscoll. Good spoil there from Stellis, gets it out of bounds. Boundary throwing Greensborough forward up.
That's one of the better spoils we've seen there from O'Brien. There's actually a free kick pay off the ball. It's a Greensborough footy. and it's going to go into the hands of Griffiths. But yeah, that one from O'Brien straight down the throat of one. It was a perfect spoil, as good as a handball, but it's a Greensborough ball after all this, and all that hard work from the fence from Macleod results in an easy free kick here to Griffiths, who's, well, he's on the 50, right where
It's not the easiest kick.
the arc meets the boundary line, but he can send the ball here if he likes, Griffiths. You know, he's a prodigious kick of the ball, and seems confident enough here. He decides to have a shot. He's given it a fair crack right to the line. Mark taken. And it's Reece Boyden on the goal line, takes the mark. He was in between the 2 point posts, so he's got a really acute angle here. At the moment, he's outside the boundary line, but a strong grab on that goal line for Boyden. And this would be a heartbreaker for Macleod. They've worked so hard to clear the ball from the fence. A cheap free kick as Boyden comes around and he pops it over the goal umpire's hat for his second. Disappointing there for Macleod's defence as Greensborough get their 6th goal of the day and they extend to an 11-point advantage. 6-5-41. Macleod is 4 goals, 6-31. Reece Boyden has the past 2 goals for Greensborough.
There's about 5 or 6 deep in that marking contest, and we just saw bodies in the foreground and then just a couple of big hands at the back able to reel in that grab, and he was able to put through the goal. Reece Boyden, that's a good confidence builder for him.
Well, the thing about him, he hasn't been, I guess, too prominent today, but he's had 2 chances, kicked 2 goals. Yep. That's all you can ask for from a key forward. He's in, I guess, great touch if he can stay that effective.
17 minutes played. This is Greensborough's biggest lead of the afternoon. 11 points over Macleod. Coming through there, Andrew. His first hands to the footy. He's taken the ground, and there'll be a secondary stoppage from the middle. It's 4-6, playing 6-5. Greensborough have had all the goal scoring going their way at the end of that first quarter and start of this second term. Handball out from the pack from Painter. It's going to find its way to Emery, who can't take it, decides to paddle it to his advantage. Handball off now to a teammate, but Macleod come in and intercept. They're going forward now through Schubert, who swung around in the tackle. Hyde intercepts that one. Greensborough back in possession. McClendon to the near side of the ground, puts it out in front of his teammate there in Stellers. Had to work hard for it. Didn't get hands to it though. Paddy Martin coming in as the ball now just works its way to the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in. No, it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go the way of, once I get my bearings, because there's quite a throng of crowd below us. It's going to go the way of Macleod, and Martin will have it on centre wing. The Kangaroos looking to go forward again. One big wrist, the footy gets them inside forward 50, which is what Martin does. The fly from behind from Langford didn't come down. Andrew handballs off now to the run of Doherty. Duck Doherty on the right for a kick out to the right. Stayed right all the way and goes out for one behind.
Opportunity goes begging there for Macleod. 4-7-31. Greensborough 6-5-41. Round the grounds. Eltham 7-4-46 leading Northcote Park 3-2-20. North Heidelberg still leads West Preston Lakeside 3-4-22 to 3-3-21. And Heidelberg with a 5-goal advantage. There's 6 goals, 5-41. Lowell Plenty 1-4-10.
Hyde to Emery to Clark, and still trying to clear their defensive 50 in. Clark now with a long ball to Riddle, and this is good ball movement here for Greensborough. He took a good mark there on the outer side there, Nick Riddle, and now he swings around straight away on the right foot, long to Hooper, who's nudged out of the contest by Martin. Sorry, it was O'Brien on that occasion, it wasn't Martin.
That one. That was the flush hand straight in the back.
And a long high ball here from Hooper, straight to Schubert, who's standing in the hot spot at centre half forward, and he's got a man, an outlet in Sayers, who can give it to on half back. And now there's a little bit of space here for Macleod to move. Sayers shorts it to Kelly. Kelly could have gone over the top to Andrew, could have gone longer to Langford. He might still decide to go there. He does. Langford is going to be the man under it, contesting the foot. He's got a couple to beat, but I think he might have plucked it.
Might be the man in front there, Atkins.
No, they'll pay the man in front, Big Atkins. He's been impressive today, Timmy Atkins. And he's shorted it to a teammate at fullback. It is Matty Hyde, the general in that defence. And just I say that, he almost gave an easy opportunity to Macleod, but he didn't. He was able to find a teammate. Now Griffiths coming out of fullback. Long ball in the direction of a teammate there in Brent Ryan. He made a contest, brought it to ground. Ricky Mullins working hard. Ryan gives a Shepherd. And a good tackle there on the boundary, taking Mullins out of bounds. It was Josh Henkel right in front of the scoreboard out of side.
So this quarter here, 3 goals to 1 to Greensborough. They did kick the last 3 goals of the first quarter too. 6 of the last 7 as Long just grabbed that from the ruck contest, but it's going to be a free kick against him, and it's going to be a ball to Andrew Stellis of Greensborough. Stellis now thumping the ball inside 50. Josh Riddle's the target. He's going to get him. He just read the flight of that better than Justin White. White contests with the umpire, but all to no avail, and Josh Riddle has marked just inside attacking 50, no angle to speak of. He'll have to kick this the best part of 55 metres if he can, Jordan. It's a 16-point advantage.
It'll be a big effort from Josh Riddle to kick this one. He'll kick from right on 50. Looks pretty straight, so he looks very good.
Perfect kick.
And Josh Riddle gets his first goal of the afternoon.
Riddle's first, Greensborough 7th, and they've now opened up a 17-point advantage after trailing by 3 goals to 0 earlier in the contest. They've really settled since that first goal to Josh Grubb. I know he kicked their first 3 goals, but that first one just settled them down, you thought, Jordan. They closed that margin. They were down by 16 points for a long while there, but now the advantage is 16 points to them, and it's been a fair turnaround. As we said just moments earlier, 7 goals to 1 since midway through, early in that first quarter. Quite the turnaround. Macleod 31 trailing Greensborough 47.
Midfield of Greensborough have worked really hard to get the game back on their terms here in this second quarter, and now it is right back in the Greensborough hands at the moment. Macleod need to do something. I think their midfield needs to step up. We haven't seen a lot of Johnny Andrew or Hamish Painter or Scooter White here in this second quarter. Those fellas need to lift here for Macleod. Their side needs them. But working hard is Sievers. He was stripped of the ball by a step, but he just got it away to in the direction of a teammate, but it was picked up by a Greensborough player. Eventually turned back over again. Now Macleod going forward. Chip into the path of Kidd. He's going to roll out of bounds. The kick came from Henkel. It wasn't his best one. Out of bounds. On the outer side, it's going to be thrown in.
17 points to lead here for the Borough, their biggest margin of the day. 55 metres out from Macleod's goal. Doherty was looking a bit dangerous there before, with almost had a run onto the footy before it went out. Ball finds its way to ground level again. Nothing really coming from that bit of play. Will be another stoppage. So it's going to be a ball up just inside the forward 50 here for Macleod. Thrown up over the top there. Boyden got a tap to it. Kidd gets a handball away there. Coming through, swinging a boot at it was Stead. Swinging another boot at that was Clark, and now we finally got an open break in play. Sievers tries to gather in the middle of the park. Didn't get it the first time around. Under pressure now from Desmond, and he's brought to ground. The umpire calls for it.
That was the umpire going to ground, but the laughter from the crowd here is just tracking back, tripping over the feet here. Ball up, middle of the ground. Long that one down. And going through now is Hobbs, who just parted the pack like the sea. Handballs off, a chance here. Doherty, standing start from 50. Another wayward kick on goal. It's taken taken a leg break, but it had bounced over the goal line for a minor score, but otherwise it was a chance for Macleod to recover off the leg break or off break, take your pick, as it reads the scoreboard 32 Macleod, Greensborough's 47. They're moving now through half back as he goes along, and it's a ball, nearly a mark paid to Grubb. It has been marked half forward here. Josh Grubb kicks inside forward 50, looking for Cam Jordan. He couldn't quite corral it, but he took it at ground level. A check side from the boundary would have been a miraculous goal. It just missed skinny side. Nice bit of coast-to-coast play there from Greensborough, but it didn't result in a major goal there, just a minor score. They're 7-6-48. Macleod 4-8-32.
18 points the margin. From full-back, it's going to be Justin White with the kicking out duties. Really unsure where to go to. He decides to go right up the middle. Always a dangerous option. Kelly almost slipped over his own feet. Handballs back out wide to Henkel. To shield his eyes from the sun. Gets around his teammate. Sorry, gets around his opposition who slipped over. Handballs inside to a teammate. Kelly back out wide now to Schubert at right half back. Macleod, a string of about 5 possessions. Have only just got outside the defensive 50 now. Schubert up towards the middle of the ground. Underneath that one was Bottomley. Couldn't grab a hand to it. Martin coming through. That one there is Nick Riddle though. Greensborough going back inside towards the forward 50. Josh Riddle takes it. Almost carried out by his opposition, and he is. And there'll be a throw in at left half forward, 55 metres out from Greensborough's goal. They lead by 18 points. 25 minutes gone in the second quarter. Half time just around the corner.
So Rux to go at it once more, come in, third man up was Boyden, and ball bashed out to a little bit of space. Here's Doherty for Greensborough, kick into the ward, Stellis at ground level. Here's O'Brien, gave it to White, he's under a bit of pressure. A handball from Sievers is into a little bit of space for a couple of Greensborough players. Swinging kick around the corner towards the goal. Is it going to bounce straight? Magnificent goal while being tackled. Under pressure. I think it's Josh Grubb again. He's got 4.
He has. He's having a day out here, or a half out certainly. Josh Grubb with 4. Greensborough now with an 8th goal. And this margin it's almost getting to a panic station here for Macleod. Grubb's kicked 4 goals in the margin. Well, it's just shy of 4 goals. It's 23 points here. Greensborough 8-7-55. Macleod 4-8-32. Remembering, Macleod led 20-1 early in the contest, or 20-0 actually early in the contest. It's been a fair turnaround, 7-goal differential as we go around the grounds. Half-time in Division 3, Reservoir 6-2-38. Leads Epping 2 goals 6-18.
Hooper won it down to Stead. Stead working hard to try and break free of the tackle, but he couldn't quite. The umpire says it is mine. We'll have another stoppage here right in the middle of the ground. The umpire throws it up once more, and it's a pretty neutral hit out, but I think Hooper had first hand on it. Doesn't go to anyone in particular, but Painter's able to pick it up at ground level and scrub it out to Scooter White. Scooter White is under pressure straight away. He gave a handball to Schubert, couldn't pick it up cleanly. And now going in hard is Sayers at the bottom of the pack, and he will contest this next ruck contest after the umpire blew his whistle and said, "Give it to me, I'm throwing it up once more."
Thrown up by the umpire, tapped down there from Sayers, handball off to White, who was taken down in the tackle, but gets a free kick from that. Rules around on the left boot, kicks inside the forward 50, looking for Brandt, coming out to meet it though. I think it was Langford on the lead, but he was cut off. Clark coming through, the whistle's gone.
That's going to be downfield, it looks like that one there.
So there'll be a free kick in the end now to Macleod.
That'll be Greensborough.
Sorry, to Greensborough, pardon me. Defensive side of the centre square. Looks like it's Mullins on the outer side, but there goes the half-time siren, and at the main break it is Macleod who trail after leading early in the first quarter. It is Greensborough who lead 4-8-32. So Macleod 8-7-54. I think there might be a bit of errors going on the scoreboard there. We'll get that confirmed to you in the end.
Yeah, well, it's Greensborough 8-7-55, Macleod 4-8-32. That second quarter, Macleod 1 goal 3, Greensborough 5 goals 7. They really asserted their authority in that contest, and it's been their midfield that's really turned it around for mine. They're winning a lot more ball through that centre corridor, winning the clearances during that second quarter, and their forwards are taking full effect. Grubb has 4 goals, Reece Boyden's kicked 2, with singles each to Josh Riddle and Tim Atkins. For Macleod, well, Shane Doherty's kicked 2, Anthony Doherty's kicked 1. He had multiple chances in that term, and Nick Lynch also has the 1 goal. Tom, your analysis of that first half, it certainly was, I guess, a big momentum change that occurred probably from the 10-minute mark of that first quarter. And once they took control of the game, Greensborough, they've been really unrelenting since.
I think they've just had more players who've been regularly involved. I think there's more regular involvement from pretty much all of their list, whereas Macleod, you look at their side and there's probably only 5 or 6 players who've been involved consistently throughout the first half. Probably Anthony Doherty, who's missed a couple of opportunities, kicked 1-3. Lucas Hobbs has been on fire through the middle of the ground. Daniel O'Brien's fought really hard at the back. Mickey Sayers has given the crack in the ruck, and Shawnee Driscoll's been pretty good linking up through the middle of the ground. But other than that, I don't think there's another Macleod player that's played today that has been really consistent throughout the whole first half, whereas Greensborough, as soon as they got things going, everyone got involved, as they do when Greensborough plays well, and it seemed to look like that well-oiled machine that we've seen for the past year.
I think O'Brien held his own really well back in defence. If it wasn't for him, I think Greensborough would be out to a much bigger margin, but he definitely stopped the flow when it came through to Reece Boyden, who was marking in that second quarter there. But I think other than, for me, it was Justin White and Henkel off half-back who were providing the movement forward. Sievers in midfield I thought was really good as well, but once it gets past the halfway line, there isn't much impetus going forward for Macleod, and you know, he gets to around the midfield, and then as soon as they go in the forward 50, it's cut off straight away by Greensborough's defence. And we know Greensborough probably got the best defence in the competition, but Macleod, for a team who, you know, really should be one of the better sides of this competition, there's just nothing really. There's no big targets up in the forward line. Haven't been able to get clean hands to it.
You mentioned White and who's the other one off half-back as well? Henkel. Both of those two are really talented players, and I think they have to be even more involved